What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode, and today I'm going to give you an update on all of my tanks, as well as what's going on in my life which affects my tanks. Drum roll, I'm going to be moving within the next couple of months, so I have to tear down all my tanks. That is the bad news. Plans fall apart, life happens, absolutely okay, we just gotta push on. By no means I'm saying the move is the worst thing ever. Moving is just absolutely annoying. It's just something I don't want to deal with. The good news is I'm gonna have a whole bunch of empty tanks, and to me that is a whole bunch of canvases that I could start fresh and repaint. In our cases, rescape. Plus that's gonna be a whole bunch of content for you guys, and obviously for me to release all that creative energy that I've been bottling inside. And with the new place I'm looking for, I want to keep all my aquariums in one room so I can officially call it a fish room. So with no further ado, let's do the tour of all my tanks. And I think we should do this in vlog style. What do you guys think? This used to be my Aruba Scape. It's a Scape I use, rocks that I found in Aruba. The reason I no longer have it up because I was struggling with bacteria. It was basically a complete and utter nightmare. The rocks started growing this funky jello-like material on it, then quickly it took over the whole entire tank, and it started devouring the platinum glosso, if you guys remember, that was in the tank, and it was so hard to separate that from the very fine and small platinum glosso. So I had to throw out probably 50% of the platinum glosso that was actually growing in the tank, and it was actually carpeting fairly well. Week in and week out, I was manually removing it. I tried hydrogen peroxide, the 1-2 punch, lower the light, a whole bunch of things, and it just wasn't working. The platinum glosso stigma is still alive and thriving. It is currently in my farming tank, so I will be re-attempting this particular scape when I make the move. So don't forget, kids, bake or boil them rocks. I really messed up. All right, moving on. Next tank. As the name proposes, this is just a tank I use to grow plants and to hold trimmings from any of my other tanks. Some cool plants in here, but mainly the first thing I want to show you guys is the platinum glosso that I saved from the Nano tank that I took out. I got a patch there and a patch there. They're fairly slow growing plants, so it's gonna take a while, but you know, at least I still have them. For those of you asking what kind of substrate I'm using to grow all these plants in here, I actually use Eco-Complete and I use root tabs. One thing that did happen with the platinum glosso is some reverted and boom, you get regular glosso. But the funny thing is, even the regular glosso, if you wanna look right there, some reverted back to platinum glosso, which is weird. Super reds. That's Tonina. Tucked behind the A-flame is the Novo. Next to the A-flame is the Seneglensis. I have Rotella Florida here, looking beautiful. Here I have a pink flamingo mother plant, which gave off a whole bunch of babies. Ariel, I think Meliator right there. A bunch of AR Mini and Rosenberg. Keep forgetting the name of this plant. Pretty cool stem plant. It gets super purple. Over here I have Pentanol. That is Laguidia Pink that I got from Nate's Aquatics. Oh, that's a cool one right there. That's Laguidia Twister. That actually grew from a immersed Laguidia White. Oh, I keep a little bit of a H-Rod right here, just so I have it for future projects. Rotella Macandra. Next to it is the Cuba. And a few more plants in here, but you know, I'm not gonna go over like the bunch of boots that's like just sitting on a rock right there. I have no idea what type of boost that is, but super clean though. Oh, that's one of my favorite fishes, guys, the Panda Guppy. Above it, I use the Chihiro's WRGB2 90 centimeters, and below it, I use the Eheim Professional 3. So the CO2 that I use in here is actually coming from a 5-pounder right there with the regulator and a splitter I got for like 15 bucks. Where does it split to? Well, check out my next tank. I really have no idea why I'm keeping this tank, so the future plans for this tank is to turn it into something more like that, with more rare and uncommon plants. Also, my plan for this is to swap out this stand for this stand. This is a Brooklyn stand from Petco, probably around like 60 bucks or something like that. Right now is running a Haiger budget light along with a Tidal 75, which I'm going to keep and swap out the light later on. So what do I have in here? Well, in here I have some Wassertan, a whole bunch of Java trimmings, Sagittarius in the back. They're just growing because I'm growing it. Some Crips, more Java. That's S reference right there. Low light Pinnatifida, micro swords, sword compact. Oh, I do want to show you this. This is one of my favorite plants that's in this tank right there. Echinodorus iguazu is growing fairly well. And behind it, you have the Caleb Mastratum. Here's the actual reason I keep this tank right here. One of my other favorite fishes, platinum guppies. Oh, and of course, the Corridora. This is the original Corridora that I got over a year ago from Petco. He was a little bit lonely, so I got him a couple of friends. I mean, I got her a couple of friends. Next up is Bumbleway, my pet beta. Bumbleway is actually a Vietnamese noodle soup dish. I felt like it was fitting. Now, one problem you'll see right here is Bumbleway's fins are getting nipped. That's basically the spiderwood causing that issue. If you can see right here, that's a sharp edge. So imagine what's underneath that, and he's swimming through that on a daily basis and is nipping his fins. I'll rescape this, probably do an Iwagumi for him so he doesn't get his fins nipped in the future. Let me show you guys some immerse action right there. That is Laguardia Super Red, and that is also Laguardia Super Red growing out of the water, but this is directly under the light, so it has a nice pinkish hue to it. And that is a 53B. In here I have Nunubius, all doing great. Java from Wendelov. That Crip got huge. And out here I have the Chihiro C2 light along with the Dymax Slim Flow. Obviously, I'm starting to take stuff down, and what's left is a whole bunch of boosts. There's about 7 to 10 species of boosts in here, I believe, and they're looking good. But eventually, probably within the next week or two, this will all be gone. So Uruguay, Pink Flamingo behind there, Anubius, and my 3 Rummy Nose. And on here, I have the Twin Star 900S Light 2. I have the Fluval 307, and for this particular tank I'm using a 24-ounce pink ball tank. Sad to see it go, but looking forward to new beginnings, right? So basically I was doing a whole bunch of experiment on the canister filter that's running the tank, which is the Vase Biomaster 350, which caused a bacteria bloom, then an algae bloom. This is actually looking way better versus a day ago because I do have the UV currently running. That is from Amazon. It's about 40 bucks now. It works great. I've used it in the past. Great bang for the buck. The White Cloud Minnow is doing great in here. I'm not even sure why I'm trying to show you guys anything here, but yeah, everything's doing good in here. So once it clear up, I'll probably slowly start to break this down. And on here I'm running the Twin Star 900S Light 3. Underneath I got the Vase Biomaster 350 and a 5-pounder. Probably in the future I'll dress up the under cabinet with some LEDs. And lastly I have the less than 1 gallon vase. I've done absolutely nothing to this vase since I set this up. All I did was top off the water, and that's basically it. Running this light about 6 hours a day. It is also by a window. The Monte Carlo is looking great. No sign of visible algae in here. The Java fern is doing great. Check this out, it's growing out of the water. That's Red Room floaters, if you guys are wondering. Yeah, I'll probably take this down too and do something else for this at the new place. That is a update on all my tanks. Some tanks are doing great, some tanks are not doing so hot, but it is what it is. Like always, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Like this video, comment below, and share with a friend.